be able to position yourself to profit, to rise within the industry. And so this is very, very exciting time right here with our organization of VIP Global to partner with one of the most visionary and innovative concepts that's hit the world, honestly, for the last decade or two. But taking advantage of the e-commerce industry that's on the rise, but still in its infancy. So bring on Mr. Garry Regier to kind of break things down for us. Are you there?
Yeah, I'm here. Thank you for that kind introduction, and thank you guys for your time here today. I'm going to share with you a little bit about where we're at and where we're going, and talk about some other key things that are in the pipeline. So again, thank you guys. Appreciate your time. We are really beside ourselves with joy at this point because we are pretty much on track with where we thought we would be at this point in terms of membership. One of the things that we realize has been lagging a little bit is some of the features with the back office. Understand that we've had our programmers jump on many other projects throughout the course of this, soft launch and even prior to that. So when changes are made in terms of programming, it's not as simple as just going in and making a little change. You have to monitor and make sure, especially with a system as robust as ours, when you make one little change, it could affect other areas and have a bit of a snowball or domino effect. So a lot of the things that we anticipated would be ready at this point aren't ready. And I've said this a million times, I'm going to say it again. I'd rather do it right than do it fast. And after all, we are in our soft launch phase right now. We have not fully launched. Our real launch event and time frame is November 11th for Vegas, which I'll talk about that in a little bit. But we have so many things that they're working on right now. I want everyone to understand that all the reporting features, everything's being tracked, even though you might not see it in your back office right away. Everything is being tracked. We can see, verify, and double, triple check everything. So no one has to be concerned with that. As long as you guys are shopping through your links or generating sales through your links, everything is being tracked properly. And, I know a lot of people in this industry on a corporate level and, from different companies, and I was having a chat with a leader yesterday. She gets reports. She's been a consultant for multiple network marketing companies. She gets reports on the various companies she's consulted for, and she's blown away with our rate of growth in these early phases. And companies that have been around, just so you guys, put things in perspective, companies been around for 3, 4, 5 years don't have the membership we have, the base that we have, the rate of growth that we have after 5 years. And it just goes to show you, when you have the right business model, when you have the right vision, you have the right leadership, you have the right elements, right? Then the growth rate and the opportunity kind of take care of themselves. And we are growing very fast. A lot of plans for international expansion, but at the end of the day, we have to make sure that all of our things are in place. If we were to open the floodgates right now and onboard people from all around the world, that would be a recipe for disaster. So we are going very, very deliberately, very cautiously, but also, in the same regard, somewhat aggressive too. And, we want to, make sure that we can handle and support the rate of growth that some of you guys anticipate and expect within your groups. Okay. And that's the most important thing, that we can handle that rate of growth. And that's, kind of where we're at with the programming side of things. The 88 matrix is, they turned it on briefly and there was some sort of, hiccup in it. There was something not tracking properly, so they turned it off. I know some of you guys were able to actually see it real briefly. Okay. So that's why it kind of came and went. We got to make sure that everything's being done properly. And that should be available for you guys to start seeing and, tracking here in the next week or two. Okay. Also, for USA members, we're going to start shipping the kit, the actual, branded marketing kit as early as Monday. So you guys can start expecting to see that, showing up at your front door here in the next week or so. And we're excited about that. We were going through the content there. I mean, again, the lady that I know that consults for big network marketing companies, she's like, oh my gosh, this is fantastic. I wish my previous companies had provided me something like this. So we really want you guys to have that wow factor when you open it up, and real applicable, real world things that can actually help you grow a business, instead of just what some companies do. They just send you a box with some Jim Rohn CDs and some applications and some product pamphlets, but there's nothing really that you can run a business. And then you've got to go and buy their tools and buy all these other things. Remember that tools, training, sales, all of these things that we're doing here for the field, we want everything to be commissionable. So, in network marketing, typically, you have to do the cost of entry. That's just a part of doing the business. And then you've got to pay for the products every month, which a lot of people may or may not even want. And then you've got to buy your tools on top of that. And then you've got to buy the training and the travel and all that on top of that. And none of that stuff is really commissionable except your own product sales and enrollment. So when we provide these tools and these trainings, I realize that the training, it's not going to be for everybody, right? Maybe it's not your thing. Maybe you're looking to do more, focusing on nonprofits or referring vendors, which we're going to have trainings for that as well. But when we offer these things here, understand that, number one, they're commissionable. Number two, they help qualify you in the various parts of the comp plan. So even if it's not for you, okay, you don't want to do it, you should be encouraging other people, be them in your team or in another team company-wide, to go out and participate in these things, because someone that takes these gold nuggets from these trainings, which, by the way, this last Saturday, for some of you guys that were on the live stream, it was an amazing training, okay? Real, I saw the faces in the audience, just like light bulbs going off, like, constantly. And, when one group succeeds, whether they're in your team or not, we all succeed because of the sales bonus pools. So everything that's being done here, generating income, revenue for the company, all of that stuff goes into the sales pools. So while it might not necessarily be something that you yourself see benefit in, right? If someone in your team goes, learns some skill sets, they're able to blow it up, guess what? You benefit directly. Or if they're not in your team, someone else goes, they blow it up, then you benefit indirectly because of those sales bonus pools. This is really a design system where it's one team, one dream. I've been parts of or seen network marketing companies, been a part of multiple network marketing companies where it's like you go to the events and it's like this team versus that team, and it's not a healthy competition. It's like everyone's gunning for each other. Even people in the same genealogy, an upline trying to suppress a downline because, the way those things are structured a lot of times is like if somebody reaches your rank, you get cut off. So it creates this just kind of like dirty, scummy kind of salesman mentality, and we just don't have that here. We've got a really great culture, really great community, and again, I want to, just appreciate you guys for helping us to create that, because it really, the system's designed, the comp plan, the business model is designed to drive the activity in the field. So we designed it this way specifically to try to create that culture, but then it's you guys that are the ones that are fulfilling on that. And I just want to thank you guys, each and every one of you, for your contributions, everything you've done up until this point, understanding and recognizing that we are young. I mean, we're getting a lot of support tickets, but for the most part, I mean, everything's positive. Everything's on the up and up. We've only had a handful of really, scathing kind of, complaints. And those people, we don't even want them in the business. We just refunded them. You're out. And I think Philip can attest to this. We had one guy in the UK just berating us. And it's like, hey, you know what? You don't want to be a part of this. You don't like what we're doing. You don't have the vision or the foresight to see that we're in our infancy. Then good luck. Give us a try in 2 years, right? We're not here to force people to come in, and that's another thing I want to just identify is how you guys represent this opportunity in the field. Will continue to perpetuate this family type feel culture, or it'll do something opposite. So the founders founders club thing kind of created a little bit of a scarcity type model, which we didn't anticipate being that big of a deal, but a lot of people were a little bit misinformed as to what that really entails. And again, we had to refund a bunch of people. I mean, bottom line here is we created that type of pool just to help new people come on board and grow, because you guys are kind of like I said, the founding leadership within our company, which will ultimately in the long term, as our revenue, as our profits grow, so will that pool. So that's just our way of giving back for the founding members, for the early adopters, so that you guys can have a long-term stake in our business. But then what that's also created is a little bit of a handful of folks that just want to kind of sit there and do nothing and just get paid for it. So there's benefits and drawbacks to that type of pool. I'm just going to say that wherever you're at, whatever you want to do with this business, it's completely up to you, and we're fine with it. We just encourage you guys that having been a part of the last company, which most of you are aware of, where we tested this model, I had a day where I had 30,000 members. One day, 30,000 members joined my organization. There's people that have been in the industry for 40 years that don't have a team of 30,000. That's the type of growth that this type of business model can foster. Okay, so we encourage you guys that whatever it is that you want, again, however you want to build the business is up to you. But for those of you guys that really want to build and leverage that network, do everything you can in your power right now to do that. Because when we hit that critical mass phase, I want to see people that have 5,000 people enroll in their team in a 24-hour period. I want to see people generate $10,000 in commissions over a 24-hour period. These are the types of stories that we want and we're helping to create, but we just create the vehicle. Okay, we've built the frame, we've bolted all the pieces together, put the interior, the engine, the suspension, everything, all the bells and whistles. They're coming more and more and more, and ultimately you guys have to be willing to get in, turn the key, and drive it. So again, I just want to thank everyone for what they've done so far. I'm really looking forward to a bright future here with our Vegas event coming up. Remember that everything that we do here is commissionable. Everything that we do here helps qualify you in the various parts of our comp plan. So while you yourself might not be able to be there, remember, if you have people in your team or sideline to you, you need to encourage everyone to be at this event. We need to make a statement. This is our coming out. This is our launch event. We want this thing, people from all around the world plugging into this thing, because where we're at right now, in 2-3 years from now, we're not going to be doing these little, it's not going to be a small, intimate event. And we're expecting 400 to 500 people, maybe 600 people. And, down the road, we're looking at thousands. Kyle and I have both been parts of companies that, you show up at these events and it's a stadium full, 16,000 people. That's where we're going. And those opportunities don't have 0.1% of what we have in the form of an opportunity, business model, vision, compensation plan. And all those people that are at those events are coming out of pocket, and it's just part of their business cost. They're expected to be there, expected to pay to be there, but none of that stuff helps them actually progress in terms of the comp plan, right? It's a whole other revenue stream for the company. So we're not running this business like that, right? We want everything, including you guys referring vendors. We've got a program that we're getting ready to launch here in the U.S. probably around November 11th. We're going to be able to have you guys start referring restaurants, and we've got a higher vendor referral for that. So, you guys have, some challenges with product acquisition in different countries. Well, guess what? There's little restaurants all around any city you go to in the world, and they all want more foot traffic coming in there. And we're going to be able to help do that for them and have a much higher, instead of a 2% product vendor referral, we're going to have upwards of 10%, where you guys are really incentivized to onboard, local businesses, local restaurants. And then one more thing I'll just kind of touch on here is, because we're e-commerce, because we don't have the limitations of traditional network marketing companies, because we can pretty much anything that we can sell online is fair game. We're looking down the road, maybe 2 or 3 years, to implement a local business feature with our mobile application, our technology that's coming very soon as well, kind of like a Groupon feature. So you guys can onboard multiple different businesses and multiple different niches and, have those really available. And, somebody as a member of GSR driving through a neighborhood with our mobile app, have, VIP customer, referral, brand ambassador, doesn't matter. They come within a radius of one of our GSR partner companies or partner businesses, local businesses. They get a little alert on their phone saying, hey, how would you like to come in and have, 2-for-1 lunch, at this coffee shop, or whatever the case may be. And people driving around with an app loaded on their phone, getting these updates, getting these notifications, you guys getting paid on that, either directly or indirectly. So the future is pretty much what we make it here again, but we're going to need you guys right now to focus. This is phase one. Phase one is building distribution. When we have enough customer base, member base, that gives us buying power. That gives us negotiating power. That gives us the ability to tap into pretty much anywhere, anything. And we're doing an event here in Southern California for those of you guys that are local or within a few hours of Southern California. It's going to be October 7th in Buena Park. We're going to release the details this week. And we hope to announce their partnership with auto sales. So we're going to be releasing a GSR Motorsports component here, where you can get paid on referrals for people buying cars. And this particular company, why we like them, they have the best financing in the industry. Very low rates. In fact, they provide financing for a lot of the big, Detroit, car lots here in Southern California. Major car companies. They provide the financing for them, and they're a little independent company. So we're real excited about all these things, guys. Again, just take advantage of this.
Hey, Garry, you still there, my friend? I think we lost you.
I don't know why the phone muted itself, but anyway, so that was basically it. And again, just appreciating all you guys and what you put in effort-wise so far, and just keep it up. We appreciate everything. I'm going to pass it back to Kyle now. Thank you guys very much for giving me the opportunity to speak.
Hey, Garry, can I pay testament to what you said just then, and maybe ask you one more question before we let you go, and hand you back to Kyle if possible? And that is, listen, I got to pay testament to what Garry has said here, and I love the fact that we got the co-founders of this company going through help desk tickets and support tickets, right? Because to me, when you got the founders going through that, you know that they're looking after the culture and the ethos of the company. And yeah, Garry was right to mention there was someone in my team who was not sold the right thing, and he sent an abusive letter to the help desk, right? And rightly, he was like, there's your money, take it back. And what my takeaway that I want to give everyone from this specific thing is that, like, I know Garry as well. If you don't have integrity in yourself, then there's no place for you in this business. This business will be built from the foundation up on integrity at its core. And I know Garry well enough to know that that is of ultimate importance here. And Garry, thanks very much for giving me time. Can I just ask you to bring us up to date with the founder's position? Are we locked out the first 1,500 yet? And could you give everyone just a quick synopsis, if we have, as to what the next qualification level is for them on that?
Yeah,
Cheers, my friend.
I don't know the exact number. I say we have less than 50 left. I'll run a report Monday morning, and we'll see where we're at with that. So I'd say we're right around 50 spots left of the 1,500. Now we have 2,500 slots available. The first 50.
You're gone again, my friend.
I don't know what's going on with this thing. Conference line keeps muting me. But so the first 1,500 are first come, first serve. Then from 1,501 to 2,000, it's going to be based on some production. So the first 500 people outside of the, obviously ones that are already in the, first 1,500 have to hit the producer rank. Okay, once it's first come, first serve there too. So, if you don't make it in that 1,500, right, you're 1,501, but you happen to hit producer before everyone else, then you're in. Then after that, it's from 2,001 to 2,500 will be the first 500 that hit mogul. So that's a team of 100. Okay, so the reason why we did that is mostly because we're onboarding some big leaders in different countries, and they can bring 10, 20,000 people in the course of a month. Okay, they wanted specifically to add some production rules on top of that because it'll help everybody. It'll help their teams grow. You have more people gunning for it. They're bringing in more people, and it avoids this situation of someone just getting in for the sake of getting in with no intention of actually building. So by doing it this way, it benefits everybody. You get someone in your team gunning for that, they're going to put in more positions and more team members, generates more revenue, more commissions, more sales, all that good stuff. So it's a win-win all the way around. So yeah, if you guys have some folks that are on the fence, encourage them. Now's the time, because once that 1,500 is up, it's up. And, then they're going to have to actually do some work.
Cheers, Garry. Thank you very much. Back to you, Kyle.
Wonderful. Thanks so much. And Mr. Regier, thank you so much for everything that you do, everything that you're contributing, and really having the vision and foresight to capitalize in this industry. And again, this is the ability to have a limitless product selection, have the ability to, over time, and you're starting to see just a glimpse of what will come to pass the next few years, that we have the opportunity of a lifetime in front of us, as long as we're willing to have the vision, the foresight, and willing to take the action necessary in order for us to win within this model. That being said, I want to bring on somebody that actually understands the benefit and the power of really investing in yourself. Benjamin Franklin said, pour money into your mind will pour money into your purse. And we have the opportunity that will never go away. So you want to work harder on yourself than you do your business. And the gentleman I bring on is really just at the forefront of the build and growth of this company. And very excited to have him aboard, a part of our organization at VIP Global, Mr. Anthony LeBlanc, and his amazing partner and wife, Candy LeBlanc. If you guys want to just share a little bit about the training we just had on Saturday, and a couple of nuggets that you took away from that, and the importance of actually staying engaged and being trained. Are you on the line here with us, Anthony and Candy?
Yes, we are. Can you hear
Wonderful.
me?
I can, loud and clear. Thanks for being on.
My wife wants to go last, so I'm going to go first. The event yesterday was awesome, and I like to let folks know, even though, we paid for the $250 kit from Kesia, it's nothing like being at a live event in person and getting a few extra nuggets. I mean, a lot of light bulbs and nuggets were going off in my mind yesterday. Some of the things that we actually had done, when we got started and kind of shied away from, she brought those back to the forefront, and we decided we're going to go ahead and get back into doing that. And that was the actual 15-minute VIP calls. And so, I like to just encourage people. Remember, this is all commissionable. Everything that we do here is commissionable. So this was an event that I think you really, really would have gotten probably 1,000% of your return on the money that you put into it. So we're really, really excited about having Kesia on board, as well as Carlos, Ray, and just the leadership from you, Kyle, and and Garry and Richard. I mean, it's just everybody in a family type environment. And that's what it is. It's a family trying to make sure that we all do well, the company does well, anyone coming in after us does well. And so it's just a great place to be. I love it.
Wonderful. Now, what was one of the main nuggets that you took away from that training that you plan on implementing in your personal business?
The main nugget was I want to just go back to the basics and start keeping it really, really simple. The systematic duplication, because a lot of times, I think Theo mentioned it and I was thinking it, we're working hard for our teams, and a lot of times we get exhausted because we are the individuals that everybody goes to when you're the leader. But it can't be that way. We have to be in a position where everyone, even though we start off as followers, we got to step up to become leaders. And so having a systematic duplication process, everyone can step into that leadership role a lot faster, which takes a lot of pressure off of us that are there. We're not any better than anyone. We just happen to be there first, but it doesn't mean that we should have to do all the work forever. And so that systematic duplication process that she talked about, steps 1, 2, and 3, when it comes to exposure, that was a key. I got so many nuggets that, and I intend on using them all. I'm going to have a call tonight with some of my team members to express what needs to be going on with us. But everything was good. But the one that I really liked the best was the 15-minute VIP call.
Love that. And we'll be implementing some of those things and showing you and teaching and coaching you guys how to actually compress time frames on many different levels, everything from a go party, grand opening event to having, those 15-minute VIP calls. I mean, that's efficient and effective, and you can actually tap in your whole team and have an expert be the communicator about what the platform does and how they benefit from it. But again, I love what you said, Anthony. Again, if you really want to win, if you want to have financial freedom, it's having a large group of people doing a few simple actions consistently over time and having a system where it's become simple, duplicable, that people can tap into. So we'll be teaching and coaching on all of these things with time. Just continue to stay consistent, persistent with your actions and activities, stay plugged in. And again, at the end of the day, this is your business, so you need to take responsibility for it. You don't have a boss over your shoulder telling you what you can or can't do, when you can go to the bathroom, when you can take a vacation. Guys, you need to be diligent in your actions and really be disciplined in what you're choosing to put into play. Okay, real quick, Candy, I would love to hear from you. I know you were there, attentive, engaged, taking notes. I love that. And again, we're going to walk away. Even training is such a key element. A team that's trained the most gets paid the most, guys. So every opportunity you have to where you can learn from the experts, especially the people that are, shaping the trainings around the GSR platform, because it's such a very innovative concept. But the way they communicate and make it simple and simplistic to be able to share it with people, that's why you show up to learn these things. Now, Candy, what are one or two things that you walked away from that you found tremendous value in as a training?
Well, hello, everyone. Thank you, Cal, for having me on this afternoon. But I would like to touch bases on a little bit of the training yesterday. One of the most phenomenal women speakers, presenter, trainer, Kesia, all I can say is awesome. There is so much to learn from her. She's experienced and she knows what she's talking about. And one thing I wish that not only my team, but the other teams I wish they would have been able to attend this, and we can't let another opportunity like this pass us by. But for us, we were able to understand what to do and what not to do, understanding what financial freedom really means, and understanding the dollar amount that we need to comfortably live off of. I like that we understand the sequence of her exposure and how to correctly do a 3-way call. And so with that being said, for the ones that are listening and the people that don't come to training or says that they have enough training or, it's repetitive, no, that's not the case. Just ask yourself right now, am I at the financial level or the limit of my life? and then go from there. Okay, thanks, Kyle.
That's perfect. I love it. I mean, again, if you just walk away with one or two nuggets every time you go and start learning how to implement those, and again, you'll not pick everything up right away. Like, I remember going to trainings like a dozen times, and all of a sudden, like, the light bulb went off. I'm like, holy crap, why is it that I'm complicating this thing? Why am I saying too much? Why am I talking too much? I started learning what I was doing and not doing that were effective and efficient, and the things that I should be shifting in the way my communication was. Again, this is spaced repetition is the mother of all learning. And if you're not showing up in your business to learn this type of skill set, you're going to be hurting yourself. So a lot of these things you'll be learning, you will also be able to implement in other areas of your life. So this isn't just about building GSR. This is about you becoming a better individual, leader, entrepreneur, okay? That being said, I want to make sure, I don't know if Abby had a great reception, but Abby Roman, are you on the line? Or Luis Roman? I know they were in a kind of a funky spot. But anyway, Philip, if you can find Abby on there potentially and see if she's available, I'd love to hear from her. She had some great things. She came away with that. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to bring on Mr. and Mrs. Wayne Arnold, Vanessa, and Mr. Arnold here. We're very excited to have both of them. Wayne is just running with this thing. They have a bigger vision, bigger foresight, and they've learned how to put into play one of the most efficient things you can learn about, but also implement. It's so simple too. It's about personality types, because every person you're speaking to are going to have hot buttons. They're going to have things that they're interested in. They're going to have things that you can actually find a source of a need or a lack or a want, and show them how GSR potentially could be that opportunity that could fill. Okay. So that being said, if you can learn a little bit about different personality types that you can touch on while you're edifying. Now, why are we going to be talking about edification? This is a very important part. And if you listen to this call, Philip at the very beginning did a phenomenal job at edifying the speaker that came on, which is me. I, in turn, gave the power back by sharing with him the positive aspects of a leader. And then also edified Garry and brought him on and talked about different elements. And you may have not even noticed what I did. You may have not even noticed that I touched on every aspect of the personality types, and I'm going to have Mr. Wayne and Ms. Vanessa Arnold share with us a little bit, 5 minutes or so, just about why personality types are important, why learning about those are important. We'll go into more details on these in a different training, but just to touch on this while you're edifying, because you'll be able to touch every type of person that exists out there, and we'll go from there real quick. Mr. Wayne Arnold and Vanessa Arnold. You guys on the line?
I'm on the line, Kyle. She's doing a project with my daughter, so I think she might be listening but not able to talk. But I'm going to go ahead and take care of it.
Thank you.
Well, good evening or good afternoon, everyone. My name is Wayne Arnold, as Kyle said. And, Kyle and I have been talking about this training for a little bit. It's a training that I typically do with my team. It's not more of training, more so of a workshop, and teaching them how to communicate effectively with people. I mean, just imagine you could, before you even walk up to someone, their hot buttons, the ins and outs of what drives them, what ticks them. This is a personality test. It's not test, but personality type of individual, and it's designed to how to identify someone's personality type instantly and become a master communicator. So in our business, we're always dealing with what? People. How great would it be to be a master communicator? How much more can your business grow? How more effective can you be when you are piquing someone, when you are talking to somebody? How much more effective can you be if you can understand the type of people that you're approaching, or the people that's in your warm market, the people that's around you? These personality types, as I go through them, I don't have a lot of time. Like I said, this is typically a 2-3 hour workshop that I do with my team, and I'll give you just the basics of it, and it should be able to at least get you going on the track of understanding different personality types. But there are 4 different. We focus them on colors, and there's 4 different colors. There's the blue, there's yellow, red, and green. Those are the 4 personality types. The blue, I'll start with that one. The blue are more your promoters. These are like, for instance, a DJ. Those are the type of people. They're the life of the party, right? They're the one that has a lot of energy. Now, when you're talking to these type of individual, you need to know how to talk to them that will make them move. You can't speak to a blue person as if you would speak to a green individual. It won't work. So a blue individual, when you're speaking to them, how you pick or trigger phrases for them is, you got to tell them, hey, we are looking for people who wants to come into management fast. Keyword, fast. Remember, blue individuals, they're the one that wants to make money fast, right? They go to college and they do waitress type of work. And the reason they need to do waitress type of work because they're getting tips and they're making money quickly. So they could go party the night and get drunk and get ready for school a couple hours later, right? That's the blue mentality. They just want things in and out. They're not worrying about saving for 10 years from now. They want to make money tonight so they can spend it later on so they could have fun. That's all the blue mentality is, about having fun. How you identify them, they have the different color here, the blue, the purple. They have the spiked mohawk type of style. They're very creative individual. They're enthusiastic and very expressive, right? That's the blue individual. However, their weakness is they lack follow-up, which is a big part of our business. Following through in our business is a critical. And Kyle always says, the fortune is in the follow-up. So in these blue individual, if they're on your team right now, that is something that you may have to work with them on. All right. Now let's go over to the yellow. The yellow are more your supportive type of individual. The yellow are mommy roles. Those are the individual I like to call, they have the closest thing to God's heart. They're the individual who will take off their clothes off their back to give to someone, give them the last piece of food, open the door, their home to strangers. Those are the yellow individual. They're very accepting, they're very cooperative and very friendly type of individual. So when you're dealing with them, you gotta speak with them with a low tone of voice, almost to a monotone voice. You can't raise up your voice too high with them, or else you're not gonna reach them. So with the yellow individual, some of the key phrases for them is, hey, we're like a family here in our company. Keyword, family. We're like a family. Here's another one. We focus on caring for and helping families. That's a yellow individual. If you're trying to talk to them about, hey, you could come into my business, we're going to have a whole lot of fun, we're going to go travel, we're going to win cars, you're going to lose them. That's not what they want to hear. They want to hear how caring the company is. They want to know how can I be a supporting person in the organization. If you speak to them as a supportive role, boom, you'll be able to get them closer as being a business partner and someone that could become very instrumental in building your organization. Don't get it twisted. These things are not about which color is better. This is about you learning how to adapt to each color as leaders. So that's the yellow.
I love what you just said real quick before you go to the other two. Is adaptation, being a chameleon, not to change you, you're going to be you, but your mode of communication, how you talk to the individual. Like if they're an analytical or they're more fun-oriented, I want to talk about, what would be interesting to that type of personality. To identify that personality quickly that comes with time. And so if you can see that they're, let's say, a blue type personality, they're all about the fun, talking about, hey, look, even though you make a lot of money, what would you want the money for? Think about that. You can make a lot of money to go on trips, vacations, enjoy like a community of amazing people having tremendous fun. I mean, that would oh my gosh, where is this? How do I go? If that is that type of personality. So in your communication, the way you speak to them, like if you're more of an analyst or an analytic type personality, you don't want to talk about the fun because they don't give a crap. They want to know the data, the details, right? And I know you're about to go into that aspect, but I think that was great talking about, finding that personality type and then kind of being a chameleon, and where you can actually cater in your communication, your style of mode of your communication about how to cater to that person's wants and needs. All right, back to you.
That's absolutely true, Kyle. And those are the things. As you can hear, Kyle is very blue, right? He's all about fired up, excited, and driven. That's Kyle. I love Kyle, right? And that's the personality. So that's the beautiful part of what this business is that we have different personality. You listen to Keisha yesterday. Her personality is she has a lot of yellow, but she's also a red individual. And that's the other one we're going to get into right now is a red. Red are more those are your boss. Those are your CEOs. Those are they like control. Okay, red are control. They have a controlling style of them. They're very driven, efficient, and very goal result oriented. That's how they are. They're the flashy type of individual. They want to drive the 7 Series. They want to have the biggest home. They want to have the private jet. They want to have that's a red mentality. They have to be the boss. They have to be the leader. So those are the type of individuals you look at them. They're very sharp, and for a lot of us, those are the people we typically would have on our chicken list, so to speak, right? Those are the people that we believe is a higher identity than us. Than they're making a six-figure income, or they look at their life and look like they're doing so well. But you got to understand they're still just human beings, and they still have weaknesses, right? So some of their weaknesses that they appears insensitive, brassy, and overbearing, but in reality they're still good people. They're good heart, and you got to know how to attract them and talk to them. With the red individual, they're all about the what. They're not gonna ask you why, how, or even who. They want to know what will it take to win the business. So when you're talking to a red, they're more focused on. You could talk to them as far as building their own business. Hey, if I have to show you a way how to start a part-time business and you're able to retire in 2 years, would you send me a business card, right? Those type of people, it triggers to them, and they want to know, how can I retire in 2 years? Again, red people wants to be in full control. So if they could be in control of their life, they're going to listen to you all day long. You could talk to them from here. We're looking for doers. Busy people get things done. So they are busy people all the time. Don't get scared about busy people. Busy people are doers, and those are the type of individuals you want. Here is another a trigger phrase for them is we're looking for people that are result oriented. You have a potential to make big money. You just listen to our co-founder talk about how he put in 30,000 people in a 24-hour period. Come on, man. You're going to tell me if you're a red and you're talking to an individual like that, I'm stroking your ego all day long and tell you, hey, right? And if they said they're doing great, you got to ask them, compared to who? Because I bet you none of them ever put in 30,000 people in an organization in one day. Yesterday, as I was in the training, I write down one of my goals, and I'm listening and I'm getting the vision of where we're going. And I wrote down, I want 1 million people, 1 million members in my organization within 10 years. I have no clue how I'm going to do that. But just listening to the co-founder, I was like, I don't need to figure out how to get it. I just got to focus on doing the little basic things that we were taught yesterday, and do it over and over and over and over again. Because if you just do the little things and approaching people, communicating them with them right, you will find people that can go out there and do bigger things for you. It's not about you. It's like Kyle just said, it's about being a chameleon. So getting into people is understanding, are they a red person? Are they more the boss? Are they controlling? Are they yellow? Are they more supportive style? Are they blue? Are they more the outgoing type of individual? And then the green. Green, are you analytical?
Something there, Wayne, about the red. Can we just take that a little bit while further? Because I love what you just said there. Really, really haven't. Can we go under the surface of those reds? Because what I've found in my experience in the past, a lot of people on the surface, they're reds. They're reds right through. They got the car, they got the flashy home, they got the watch. It looks to all as if they've got the results, and that's why they're on people's chicken lists, okay? It doesn't necessarily mean that their life is red. It means their goals and aspirations and their personalities are. So let me ask you this way. You know people, or we know people, or people on here will be aware of people who maybe they think now what a red, but in reality, they may be one mispayment away from their car being repossessed, right? But they ain't going to let you know. They're not going to tell you. So how do you talk, you've intimated, how do you talk to those people that without making them feel, oh my God, I got to tell them I'm struggling. I got to tell them I need the money, right? So how do we tease those reds into the reality?
Well, see, that's the beautiful part of it. This is it's a long training, but the short answer of that is really just probing and asking questions and finding out where they are. For instance, I was in the mortgage business for a long time, and I meet a lot of these people that looks like red. They drive the S Series Mercedes Benz, the 7 Series, or the S Series Mercedes, the 7 Series BMW. They look like exactly as you're saying. They look like a red, successful individual. But as you start talking to them and as you start getting to know them, you realize that they need more in life than they actually have in life. And so with them is you got to learn how to be compassionate. You got to literally speak to them from a place of pasture, meaning a place of strength. You can't show weakness. You got to show them strength. You got to show them that, hey, you are a boss. It doesn't matter what color you are. You're a chameleon. So you're going to speak to them from a level and a place of authority. So when you're talking to a red individual that's appear like that, first, you can't embarrass them. You can't tell them, hey, I know you have this car, but you're probably going to lose it if you lose your job. You can't do that. You're going to lose them. So in the essence, you gotta channel in your lion, your strongest pasture in you, and just let them know, hey, this is where I'm going. And you talk to them from a big vision, and you talk to them from a vision so big that they can see themselves fit inside of it. We're fit inside of Garry and Rich vision, and so when they're speaking, we join because they're not speaking to us from a place of lack or from a place of we're not good enough to lead a company. They're talking from a place of how we can do it together. So with a red, I'm looking at them. I said, hey man, I love your car. It looks great. Imagine you're able to not even just drive a 7 Series, but have a Ferrari in front of your house. How about, are you happy with the size home? You seem like an individual that wants bigger and better, don't you? Yes. What if we go to work? Next 5 years, you could go buy a 10,000 square foot house, cash, if we go to work and get it done. You see what I'm doing?
Wayne, I love it. Can I just say that I'm happy to make a decision here, Cal, and come back on the back of me. You be as long as you want. Don't forget the short answers, because I'm happy to push edification onto Monday's webinar, because this is a great subject and I think a lot of people are getting a lot from it. So you finish off what you want to finish off with red, move on to the last color, and I'm sure that will be fantastic. So please take it away, Wayne.
Absolutely. And continue. I love the question and the feedback because it helps with this. I'm going to go over to the green individual. And, green are more your analytical. They are analyzing style, mindset. They are your engineers. This is your accountants, I should say, your CPAs. They're very data-driven. That's a green individual. They have to have all the facts before they make a decision, which in essence is not always a bad thing, but you got to know who you're dealing with. So when you're dealing with these type of individuals, don't expect them to make a decision after a 3-minute video or after a 15-minute call or after a live event. They're not going to make the decision. So don't push. Know this in advance. Give them some information. Hey, what other information do you need to make your decision? See, they're not even thinking you're thinking that way, but because you're aware of who you're talking to, you're already feeding them to them because they're probably thinking, are they going to ask me to make a decision? No. How you identify a green, it's not just, you can't just walk up to somebody and know that they're an engineer. I'm able to, or because I've been doing this a lot longer. I can tell right off the bat, what type of personality someone is, and I'm pretty accurate most of the time. But with a green individual, they typically wear glasses, and their glasses typically really thick. They're comfortable with baldness. They're typically out of shape. How you identify them even quicker, you try to go hug them. They're going to stretch their hand out. You can't hug them. Yellow, they love to hug, right? They love to hug. They're going to hug you all day long. A green, you better give them a good 1 to 2 foot space if you want to have a decent conversation with them, right? That's a green individual. So again, it's not about which color is best and which color is this. Look, it's the rainbow. Every color in the rainbow make up the rainbow. And without one color, there's not a rainbow. It's the same thing in our business. We need the rainbow to build an effective, big-time organization. We can't get to guru with all red. We're going to kill each other. We can't get to get together. You know, we can't build to guru with a green. We'll never recruit one person because we're going to wait till everything comes out and analyze it before we go recruit somebody. So we need everybody inside the organization that understand that what their roles are. Because at the end of the day, if I understand what I am, what I'm good at, and I focus on that, I pass on the information. For instance, in my family, I'm the red of the family. My wife is the green of the family. My daughter, she is the blue, really blue, and my son is the yellow. So in my family, I get to practice this on a daily basis because I have the rainbow right within my household. And it's funny sometimes that we talk and we would do this training. I have a personality test that I give to them, and I have all of them do the personality test. And as we're going through the personality test with them, and I'm breaking it down, it's hilarious to see how they think, and just to see how they treat each other after they learn how to deal with their own personality and deal with other people's personality. So, you know, this is about mastering communication, and not just communication from the mouth, but communication from afar, especially those individuals who like to go out. A blue individual, I'm telling you, if you're blue, you need to learn this fast, because blue people, when you recruit them, you're going to tell them, please don't talk to anyone until I trained you. Guess what? As they get off the phone with you, as they get signed up, they're on that phone calling their best friend and saying, hey, I just started a brand new business. And the friend's going to ask them, what is it? I don't know, but it's something with e-commerce. Man, you need to come join. And they're going to give everything and mess it up because they don't know who they're talking to. They're talking to a red as if they're blue. They're talking to a yellow like a blue. They're talking to a green like a blue. And if they're talking to a green like a blue, they're going to shut those people down. So the important aspect of this here is just understanding the four colors, understanding how they appear, how they look like, and how to deal with them. I'm not just talking from prospect. I'm also talking about team, because there's some monster leaders on this team, right, on this call right now with big organizations. You as the leader need to know the personality type and position those individuals to be successful. You cannot put a green individual in charge of a blue personality. It's not going to happen. You're gonna lose them. So, you know,
that's brilliant.
I would like to go into more, but I'm gonna turn it back over. Kyle.
This is what gets the. By the way, thank you so much, Wayne. You did a fantastic job in a very short period of time to really break down the concepts behind these personality types, and why do you want to learn these personality types? Because, you know, how you communicate, how you approach them, how you share the information, what kind of questions do you want to ask. If you can identify those personality types, you can communicate with them on their level and what their needs and wants potentially could be. Okay, so at the end of the day, guys, if you can, we're going to be going into more detail. We're going to be teaching this in a later date. But again, we want to give you a taste test. Why? Why are we talking about these personalities? Well, it's not just about you bringing people on, communication with that, but also when you're edifying. Now, this is the part that I want to make sure that you understand. You heard people come onto this call, and before they came on and started talking, there was an edification. And when you do that, things happen. When you bring on somebody, you have them watch the 3-minute video, then you edify the third party for that 3-way phone call. By the way, that's one of the most important things you could be doing is putting people on the phone with your support team leader or people part of the organization that can help validate the information. We'll talk more about what these 3-way phone calls are, but again, it's an important factor. But you can use this type of concept with every type of promotion you're doing as well. You're going to be edifying the video. You're going to be edifying the event. You're going to be edifying the person presenting at the event. You're going to be edifying the person that's going to be doing a 3-way phone call, so now they have an open ear to what they have to say. And if you can touch base on each one of those first 4 personality types in that edification process, that is your secret sauce. Because watch this. Again, just think about this. Keep it as simple as this. If all you remember is this, remember the 4 colors, right? The reds are the A-type personality is the one that want to get. Tell me how fast. How can I make this happen right here, right now? The driven type personality types that are more, maybe a little more aggressive and/or knows how to get stuff taken care of and done. Knows how to delegate. Right? Those are the CEO types, people. Okay, and so they want to make sure that there's money to be made, that there's success to be had. That's one thing you want to touch on. Okay. Another thing is the green, right? The green type personality needs the analyst, the analytical type concept for people. So you want to touch base, let people know that the facts are available. The person that you're about to speak to knows all the facts. The other one, they're fun, right? There's the blue type personalities. They're fun to work with, and they know how to enjoy life, right? So touch base on that. And then the cause-oriented people, the yellows, right? The people that really, some people just like give their shirt off their own back so that someone else can win. Right? Whether they lose or not, it doesn't matter. It's all about helping, contributing, and helping other people. Right? So you want to touch base and let them know, hey, look, there's a cause behind this. And that's another thing why we also implemented giving back to the world by Feed the Children. Right? So when I bring anybody on and I'm edifying them before they speak to somebody, I let them know, hey, look, not only does this individual know the facts, but he's super fun to work with. He knows how to make things happen. Not only is he making a lot of money himself, he's helping a lot of other people do the same. And he just loves helping people. He's down to earth, super fun to work with, right? So I touched base on every one of those 4 aspects, right? So think about just one word that can encompass each of those personality types. Money for the red, right? There's money to be made, and there's ways that other people can make money, right? Secondly, data, right? Information. This person knows all the information that you need to know. So you need to listen to what he's got to say. So that covers the green type. Fun for the blue type, and cause-oriented or helping, right? So if you think about money, facts, fun, and helping. Money, facts, fun, and helping. Say it again. Money, facts, fun, helping. So when you're edifying somebody, make sure that you touch base on those 4 personality types, and that could take 2 or 3 sentences, maybe 4, right? And that gives an overall feeling when you actually introduce this person. Let's say that you're not sure if they're a green or a blue, but you've touched base on all 4 of those elements. They're like, she got it. Having fun. If I'm the blue personality type, I'm going to have an open ear now because I know that this is an environment you can have fun in. If I was the green type personality, okay, this guy knows all the facts. He's gonna give me all the data that I need, right? It piqued my interest to be able to have an open ear to this individual. See, that's the point of edification. You want to make sure that you're edifying the individual that you're bringing onto the phone, that you're edifying the person that's going to be presenting and doing the information delivery, right? And again, this is a synergistic experience. Okay, so I just wanted to make sure that you understood that. And I know we've run out of time. We had some great content here. We had a very special guest, speaker with Mr. Garry Regier here today. I think it's been a fantastic call. I'm going to bring it over to Philip. I know I have a couple other people. I'd like to bring Jeannie on. I think we just ran out of time. She has such a vision and foresight of what we're going to be doing. Miss Abigail Rahman, we'll be hearing from her next week as well. But we got a lot of great content, a lot of great information to share with you. But again, spaced repetition is the mother of all learning. Keep showing up, keep promoting, become a master promoter and a professional advisor, and you'll win in your business. We've got 2 amazing trainings tomorrow, one at noon from Mr. Philip Llewellyn. He'll be encompassing a few of these things we're chatting about today and some of the things that we did in the training yesterday. So definitely tune into that. If some of your team members did not hear this call, make sure that you get the recording. It should be done by tomorrow, and get that over to them. Make sure that they listen to this. This is important stuff. And these are all elements that they can not only just implement in their business, but also in their life that will help with relationships, help with business, help with every area that they're looking to build and grow in, because we all deal with people. Okay? So that being said, I'm going to bring it over to Mr. Philip Llewellyn just to share tomorrow evening at 6 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. We have the corporate training, and you go to gsrmomentum.com to pre-register for that, and then VIPglobaltraining.com to pre-register for the noon training tomorrow with Mr. Philip Llewellyn. So, Philip, we're back to you. Thanks so much for having us on.
Thanks, Carl. Thanks for an awesome call. Thank you for everyone that's taken part this evening. It's been wonderful. Just in closing, I want to touch with everyone on the streaming that took effect of the training, the wonderful training that went yesterday. Now, guys, I myself personally had a few people in the room. I had 8 people streaming. So not only did all those people earn to get trained, I earned while they got trained as well. Okay, so you make sure if you're in that group that you catch the recording, that you watch it again. There's so many takeaways. Write notes about it all. Use the information if you've seen that. Okay, that's what I wanted to mention to you there as well. We have fantastic training here. We really, really do. Make sure you plug into Monday's corporate training. Make sure you plug into Wednesday's training as well. Hopefully, we'll have Mr. Carlos Ray back on this Wednesday because we've had problems over in Florida. With that being said, everybody, hope you've had a fantastic day. Take care, and let's rock and roll this business moving on to next week. Don't forget, 7th of October. I'll be there. I'm flying over. Let's promote to this Super Saturday event. Remember, we're an event-to-event business. Take care, everybody. God bless. Bye for now.